सर आज जो वीडियो हम देखने जा रहे हैं वो वीडियो जर्मनी से है और ये वीडियो खाने पीने के संबंध में है।
अच्छा।
आज जर्मनी के कुछ बेहतरीन खानों के बारे में हम जानकारी लेंगे। तो आप इस वीडियो को पूरा देखें, उसके बाद अपनी प्रतिक्रिया दें।
मैं तो सबसे पहले बोलूंगा खासकर अमन को कि खाने का मास्टर हमारे साथ है।
सही बात है।
और ऐसे वक्त आप ऐसी चीज को लगा दिया तो इससे बड़ी सोने पर सुहागा क्या होगा।
खाने से ज्यादा आज तो मैंने खाना तो खाया ही नहीं है। वो देखता हूँ जर्मनी के खाने कैसे हैं, वो मेरी भूख बढ़ा पाते हैं कि नहीं बढ़ा पाते, इसलिए देखना जरूरी है।
अरे यार भैया जर्मनी अपन वीडियो देख चुके हैं, जर्मनी के कुत्ते बड़े मशहूर हैं। हाँ, बाकी खाना पहली बार आज देखने को मिल रहा है मेरे को।
हाँ, मैं खाने का मास्टर हूँ। कभी खाना अच्छा लगे तो कभी स्क्रीन नहीं खा जाऊँ मैं टीवी की उठा के। तो इसी बात पे लगाओ सर, आप तो मुंह में पानी भी आ गया, इसी बात पे लगाओ फिर।
Hey there, fellow hungry travelers. Mark here with Walter's World, and today we're going to talk about the eats of Germany, or like the most German things that you should have when you're here. And you know what? We've got to start off with probably the most German of the Germaniness, the sausages, the Wurst. Yes, there are lots and lots of bratwurst when you're here. There's lots and lots of sausages you can have when you're here, and you're going to have a lot, and you well should. Whether you're me, or you're my mom, or my kids, sausages reign when you're here. And probably the most important one to have is the Thüringer Bratwurst. So the Thüringer Bratwurst is just a type of bratwurst that you'll see on the street. People will be selling it in little stands, or you might see a person like carrying it like in a backpack and they're cooking it in front of them. But that is the definition of a perfect bratwurst. What's cool is sometimes you can get it at a half meter size, okay? So that can be a bit crazy. But Thüringer Bratwurst, that is your traditional bratwurst that you're used to and you know and you're going to love with some Zen, some mustard on top. Now, there are a lot of other wurst, a lot of other sausages when you're here. If you're down in Bavaria in the south, there's or white sausage, which is really, really good. And they serve that with a sweet mustard and a pretzel, which is very nice. Now, if you're down in Nuremberg, Nuremberg's famous for the Nuremberger sausages, or the Nuremberger Wurst. And the thing is you might recognize the Nuremberger sausage when you see it because it looks like a breakfast link sausage, okay? And the thing is, they're small and they're tiny, and if you go to Nuremberg, you can get a plate, and they'll actually give you like a plate of 30. They'll give you a little bowl with 3 or 4 inside with some mustard. That's a great way to go, especially in Nuremberg. That is a must when you're there. And if you're in Berlin, you probably have the most popular one that's become like a super trend snack in Germany and other places around the world. Currywurst, which is curry sausage. Now, you may think, oh, it's a curry bratwurst. I'm like, no, it's a normal bratwurst. What they do is they put curry spices into ketchup. And what they do is they chop it up and then they drown it in the curry ketchup and with some fries. It's fantastic. From Germany, get some curry ketchup and take it home with you because that stuff is the bomb. And sometimes you can actually find the good stuff at Aldi back in the U.S. So there is that for you. Now, if you're looking for more of your traditional like hot dog kind of sausage, though, there's a lot of different names, a lot of different things that kind of go on there. But the closest one you're going to find is either a Frankfurter or a Bockwurst. Okay, those are two ones that are I feel resemble the closest to a hot dog, or a Wiener Wurst, or a Viennese sausage. You'll see those as well, but basically on the street, your sausage choice is going to be that Thüringer Bratwurst. That's going to be your go-to walk-around snack kind of thing. Great street food here in Germany, okay? Now, moving away from the sausages, because, you know, Germans eat more than sausage, I think. Yes, they do. They eat a lot of pork as well, and you will see pork and meat when you're here. You can get a pork steak, Schweinsteak. That's a popular cut of meat. What you'll see probably the most is actually schnitzel. And I know when you have schnitzel, traditionally schnitzel is made out of veal. But here in Germany, veal is more expensive, and so you have a lot of places that give you pork schnitzel. Well, sometimes you see chicken schnitzel, but it'll be a pork schnitzel, which is pork just beaten to a flattened thing. They bread it and fry it. It is super good. There's a lot of different schnitzels you can have. My personal favorite is Jäger Schnitzel, which has mushrooms and cream sauce on top. When you go around, you might see a thing called frikadelle, which is basically, I would call it a meatball sandwich that you'll see the same place that sell you like the currywurst and the bratwurst. They'll have those there. But the most important pork product here in Germany for me is Schweinhaxe. Or basically you're calling it like pork shoulder or pork knuckle. You'll see that on there. In video games, they give you like the ham hock kind of thing where it's the bone and the meat on it, and it gives you all your energy back. That's what it is. When you have one, you understand. And there's different ways you can have it. If you're in Berlin, they'll call it Eisbein, and it's like boiled, okay? But if you're in other parts, they put it on a grill and roast it around, and the fat and the skin on the outside gets all crispy and so good. Oh, you have to have it. Like that is my go-to, okay? And in certain places you can get Schäufele, which is kind of a similar cut as well. You'll see that we've had that a lot in Bamberg, but you don't see it all over the place. So Schweinehaxe, go for it. Now, other meat dishes you might see, beef is here as well. You can get Sauerbraten, which basically says sour roasting, but basically it's a long cooked piece of meat, which is nice. Also, you can get a rolled up beef, Ringoladen, which is basically beef rolled up with some stuff. That's actually a nice thing to have. I see that a lot on some like lunch menus. It's very popular around the country. But there's plenty of meats. There's also plenty of fish you can have when you're here as well. But I think one of the other things that's important when you're here is the bread. Okay? And yes, you can have a pretzel, and of course you want a
bread to there?
when you're here.
दिल
It's
वाला
so
bread.
good. And if you're having a big old beer,
ओ तेरी के तो
जग के
ये
अंदर
बड़ा यार इसके तो
आते यार
those go perfectly.
खाते आराम बता रहा
पहले पियो फिर खाओ
There's tons
Gio.
and tons of bakeries because they
donut
make
खाए थे ना
fantastic
तूने?
breads.
हाँ,
Mornings,
एक बार,
breakfasts for you when you're here, you're gonna have these little rolls. Okay, they're called
इससे मिलते हो गली
Brötchen,
गली में देखो
little bread or Semmel, depending where you are
Brötchen.
and what kind of German they speak. And you'll have different kinds, like plain white bread versions. So you have multi-grain versions. My mom's favorite is this one that has pumpkin seeds
हर
on the
तरीके
top of it.
हर तरीके के आटे के बना रहा है वो क्या
To find it because it's so good.
वो चीज दिखा रहा
But
है जो
you'll
ब्रेड
have
वाली
that,
होती
and
है
I gotta warn you, when you have breakfast in Germany, it is going to be the rolls, and then you're gonna have cold
सुबह के
cuts
नाश्ते के बाद
like
हो रही है।
ham, cheese, salami,
Oh,
and
makan,
slices of cheese,
cheese.
and probably hard-boiled or soft-boiled eggs.
सारा
Like,
item
that's
है।
traditional German breakfast. Like that's what you're gonna have. And it's funny because when Germans travel to the U.S., a lot of times they'll complain to the hoteliers, "We don't want pancakes and eggs and bacon. We want our Scheibe. We want our ham and cheese cuts with our bread." So just be aware of that when you're here at restaurants and you're staying at hotels. And if you want to try something for breakfast that's a little more cereal based, go for the muesli. It's that mix of, like, you look at it and you're like, I'm going to be
ये अच्छा
regular
खाना
today
है आप।
after I eat this. Okay, so
ये
you
दिखाना
have
खीर का आइटम
that. Yogurt's also very
Okay.
popular to have at
Bella.
breakfast time, so you do have that. But going back to the bread
Naste का
stuff,
item है।
also if you go to the bakeries, you'll see they'll have all these pre-cut pieces of cake of all different kinds, okay? And I know we're here in the Freiburg, which is in the Black Forest. You might think, oh, Black Forest
तो
cake.
हमने हमारे
Yes,
शहरों
there
में भी
is
देखा
that,
है
but for me, if you can get any kind of fruit cakes, not like
केक
fruit
के
cake
कटे हुए
like you get
टुकड़े
at
मिलते
Christmas,
हैं।
but it's a cake that has a fruit topping on it.
हाँ, ऐसे
That's
तो
always
मिलते हैं, हाँ।
wonderful.
खा चुके हैं,
Germany is
खा
also
चुका
great
हूँ
with
मैं तो।
Pfannkuchen, which
दुकान
are
पे मिल
basically
जाते
different
खिलाने।
kinds of fried dough with powdered sugar on it, and whatever size and form you can get it because they're amazing. And you have that. And the thing is, the bakeries are all over the country. You can grab stuff all during the day, have it for a snack.
Bakery
You've got
होते हैं
your
हमारे
kids, I
यहाँ।
recommend if you're pushing around in a stroller, go get them a
सही बात।
Brötchen, get them a roll. They'll gnaw on that for a couple hours while you go see the sights, so that's really nice, okay? And honestly, you can never go wrong with a good Apfelstrudel, right? So you have that. Now, looking to the side dishes, which I think are very important because for me, the side dishes here in Germany are some of
Side
the
में
best.
खाने
वाली dish
You
बताओ
have,
भैया।
you know, traditional
मतलब शाम का नाश्ता।
potato salad and the very different versions they have it here. Sometimes you'll have it warm, sometimes you'll have it cold, sometimes you just want it
साइड
all.
डिश है अपने
You
सेम
have
सलाद
that.
देते हैं कि
You
नहीं
might
उसकी
have
बात
all
कर
these
अच्छा,
different
वो
versions
side
of
में?
potatoes on the side.
Side
There's
में मान
one
लो।
that's called Bauernkartoffeln, which is like
अच्छा।
farmer's potatoes, which basically
नाम
they're kind of
तो कठिन
sliced
यार
up
वो।
and-
बछड़ा नाम
they're fried not like French fries, but they're like fried up in a pan, which is really good.
नाम भले
Little
कठिन है
speckle
वो
of bacon in there.
खाने में तो स्वादिष्ट
That's
होगा ऐसा
wonderful.
लगता
आलू की
है
Also,
variety
you've
आलू।
been looking for the noodles. Spätzle.
ये देखो।
Spätzle is a special kind of German noodle you'll have, and you can
Spätzle.
have it plain, or you can have Käsespätzle, which is cheese
Ah.
Spätzle.
ओह
That is a great side dish. I know some people enjoy the Knödel, which are dumplings, and the thing is, you can have potato
Knödel.
dumplings, you can have bread dumplings, you can actually
कोफ्ता
have
सरी का
liver
लग रहा है।
dumpling, like liver dumpling soup is actually
काय
really
बोलू
good
बाबा?
for a starter. You can do that, and
कलेजी
Germany
कलेजी।
as well
पूरी
is
गोल।
with different
पूरी कलेजी
seasons,
गोल।
different, like veggies are in season, you can get so much. Like when strawberry season's and there's a great things there, or we're here now during Spargel season.
सीजन के हिसाब से सब्जियों में भी बहुत खाते हैं यार।
White asparagus. Oh my gosh! If you're here and they have asparagus,
Ah.
eat it. The Germans love it, and they'll be mad if you don't have some.
बताते
So
बताते उसके मुंह में
definitely
पानी आ
check
रहा
that
है
out.
बाकी खाने के लिए वो भी सर
What's the side dish we all
बेटे
know
बेटे मेरे
about
मुंह
from
पानी आ
Germany?
गया
हाँ
मेरे मुंह में आ गया
You can
भूख
get
तो बढ़ गई
sauerkraut
मेरी
when
थोड़ी
you're here.
बहुत।
If you're not a big sauerkraut
Sauerkraut.
fan, my mom and I, we're not the biggest
अच्छा,
sauerkraut
अच्छा।
fans. We're actually big on Rotkohl, which is that purple
Rotkohl.
cabbage, that sweet purple cabbage with some apples in it.
रोतखल
Oh, so good and so regular
पत्ता गोभी,
making, if you
वाह यार।
catch my drift. And then we have our drinks here in Germany.
देश का
Obviously,
फिर
the beer is a big thing here.
Oh,
But you have to realize
पीने
पीने वाली चीज भी आ गई इधर तो।
this is a Weizen beer or a wheat beer.
बियर भी चल रही है यार।
Pilsner
शरबत
beers
है।
are more like the beers you have in the US, like a Budweiser kind of like clear beer.
क्या शरबत है वो, बियर है भैया, देखिए हमने।
ये देखो।
In
हाँ?
the Guinness family, it's fantastic.
बच्चों के काम की चीज नहीं है, वो बड़ों के
बच्चे
काम
दूर
की
ही
चीज
रहते हैं
है।
उससे।
You can
हाँ,
have-
बच्चे नहीं पीते उसको।
Actually, what I should tell you is, don't buy any beer specifically from Germany. When you're traveling around
Kyun?
Germany, buy the local beer. So, if you're in Berlin, you have Berliner Kindle. If you're here in Freiburg, you have Ganta. If you're in Bremen, you'll have Beck's. I'm like, people are very much regional.
हर शहर का अपना एक
and you'll
अलग
notice the
ब्रांड है यार।
That's why
Huh?
when people ask what's the national beer of Germany, yeah, they're not. I mean, Warsteiner maybe or Beck's. That's one that's all over the place. But people really have their local beer when you're here. So do that and have that because
चखना हो गया, अब दारू तो बताओ यार।
it's going to be very
Ah,
different. That's what people like to
yeah.
drink there. Versus if you're up in Flensburg and having Flensburger Pils in the north of Germany. Okay, so something to be aware of. But what you need to realize for alcohol. Beer is not the only alcohol in Germany. There's actually a lot of great wine when you're here. If you go to the Mosel
Germany की
or
wine.
Rhine valleys, you can do wine tours there and go. I mean, it's so much fun. You get to learn about the
मैं
wine,
ये
have the
बेड
food
के
to
पी
go
चुका हूँ
along
मैं
with
तो
it. It's a
यार।
fantastic experience. I've taken
ये तो कुछ
students
खास
there,
लोग ही
I've done
पिएंगे यार।
myself there, I've done
चंद
my
लोगों
parents
के लिए
there, my
रहती है
kids there. But the wine, it's white wine is the
हाँ,
best here.
basically-
Riesling, it can be sweet or dry.
पूरा
There's a
सफेद
lot of
दारू।
different versions of it, but that's the wine you want
लग
to
दिख
have
रही है
with
तो
it.
यार।
Also, you can have
अरे
what's
वहाँ पे
called
चलती सफेद दारू क्या?
Apfelschorle. And this
हाँ
is
यार।
a non-alcoholic drink. Yes, there are
सफेद का।
non-alcoholic drinks here in Germany. Okay, Apfelschorle is basically.
और बिना दारू वाली आ गई तुम्हारे
मेरे
लिए।
लिए शरबत तुम्हारे
हाँ,
लिए
तुम्हारे लिए शरबत।
ये पी
बच्चे
सकते
भी
हो
सकते हैं, बड़े भी पी सकते हैं।
If you're hot in the summer,
बड़ों के
this
लिए
is a refreshing
शराब
thing that
स्वाद के लिए हानिकारक होती है।
changes the day. So you want to have that.
बहुत अच्छी बात।
Also, you may
पीने
wonder,
में मत नहीं इससे-
Mark, can we drink the water in Germany? Yes, you can drink the water in Germany. How do you think they make such good beer? Duh.
पानी का
Wonder if
क्या
you can
पूछ
drink
रहे
the
हैं?
top
सवाल है
of
क्या है
this
पानी का? पानी तो
The locals,
ये कोई
though,
पूछने
मन
की
को
चीज
पिला
है।
दो पानी तो।
12 महीने
Wasser
मिले
with
भाई
gas. Water with gas. So they like their bubble water when
Yeah.
they're here. So
Gas के साथ
be
water?
prepared for that. If you just order water, they probably might bring you just bubble water. So you might want to ask for, Wasser ohne gas, water with
पूरा
gas,
पावर
or
पानी
पानी
की
का
गारंटी आ गई।
still
ये भी देखना बाकी नहीं क्या देखे
हाँ यार।
there.
इसलिए
So
बोल
all
रहा था
this
बार-बार
heavy
वाटर
food,
वाटर।
You might wonder, Mark, how am I going to be able to sleep at night? How am I going to digest? What's great is there's there's actually more, but there's two popular digestives here in
हाँ, अपन तो
Germany
कहते हैं
that
पानी दे दे रहे,
unfortunately in the
दे
US
देता पानी की
have
बाटल,
become more of
अपन
a
पी लेते पानी।
drunk shot,
तो बोला
but
पानी की
Jägermeister
variety।
and Unterberg,
हाँ यार।
those are two shots that honestly, if you have one of those heavy fat meals and you're like, oh, I feel horrible, have a shot of Jägermeister or have the little bottle of Unterberger, and it really does.
आज
आज
मैं
मैं
करूँ
करूँ पानी। हाँ यार।
You'll feel better really quickly.
ढेर सारा ठूसा
I
तो
didn't
हजम तो
believe
करना
it,
पड़ेगा
but
ना।
I've had enough experience now that I totally do believe it. Because I had some bad experience with Jägermeister back in college, so I tried to avoid it. But I was so full one day, my buddy gave me a shot, and I'm like, after
अगर
5
इनने
minutes, I'm like,
जितना बताया,
hey,
अगर तुम्हारे तरीका
I feel
कोई खा ले
good
नहीं या तुम
again.
खा लो,
So,
तो 2 दिन तक के
I
डब्बा
hope
लेके
you know,
लेट में जाते रहो घूमते
here
फिरते।
in Germany, if you're looking for some more international fare or things people don't think that's typical German, there's so much
Yeah,
international
cheesy.
food here in Germany. You can eat great Spanish food, great Italian food, because Germans really love food from all around the world. Great
दूसरे
Indian
देशों के भी
food.
मिल जाएगी आपको
Obviously,
चीजें सब।
great Turkish food near here. You have a lot of Turkish immigration
अच्छा।
here. Probably the one thing you'll see the most that people have are doner kebabs. That's like my go-to snack when I'm out. If I want to have something on the go,
Doner
it's-
kebab?
the bread in there with the sliced up meat
Yeah.
and veggies and the sauce. Oh, Kreuz is also so good. That's one. If you had a few drinks, it's a good thing to finish off your night, to sober you up and help you sleep and have wonderful dreams of Germany. So I hope this helps you know some of the things you can eat and enjoy when you're here in Germany.
मजा आया।
Obviously, there are so
बहुत
many
मजा
more
आया।
fantastic foods and snacks here in Germany. Please put in the comment section below so we can have
मैं
more
आऊँगा तो सही
foods to
जरूर,
talk
बाकी
about
तुम्हारे
and
साथ बैठ के
enjoy
खाऊंगा।
when we're in Germany or other travelers are there.
अच्छे खिलाएंगे।
I'll say a special thank you to our patrons on Patreon and our members on YouTube. And I just wanna
खिलाने
say
के साथ
thank you
साथ
for
पिलाएंगे भी,
helping
अच्छा
out
मजा आ
with the
जाएगा
सोने पे
patrons.
सुहाग हो जाएगा
So
मजे
you
बढ़
can
जाएंगे
help out us to make more honest travel videos and honest food videos all around the world. I'll say bye from here in Freiburg, Germany. I just gotta finish my beer.
मजा ला दिया
Pretzel,
भूख बढ़ा
so
दिया
you have a good one. Bye.
अभी भी नहीं मान रहा वो खाते खाते पी रहा हूँ पीते पीते खा
हाँ।
रहा हूँ।
Appetite or bon appetit, as you may know.
आओ पियो मस्त रहो
लाइन में जाने में तो मैं उसके बाद चले जाऊंगा वो सर के पास। बाकी क्या है कि जहाँ पे मैं जाऊंगा वहाँ बीड़ी की व्यवस्था नहीं होगी यार।
बाकी मैं दुआ करता हूँ तुम पहुंच जाओ वहाँ तक।
हाँ
तो फिर खा के आओ, स्वाद बताना मुझे कैसा रहा।
हाँ बताएंगे।
मजा आएगा फिर तो
हाँ
सर जी इसमें से 2-4 चीजें खा चुका हूँ मैं ये बैठे बैठे। और डोनर खाया था हमने, डोनर
ढूंढना खाया था बस खाली
और ब्रेड का आइटम भी खा लिया हमने जिसमें दिखाया था ब्रेड के। इसी तरह से गोश्त का आइटम भी खा लिए, चिकन के खा लिए और बेहतरीन और भी नाम ध्यान नहीं आ रहे, बहुत सारे खा चुके हैं, लेकिन ये जो जर्मनी के जो आइटम है शायद मुझे लग रहा है ये चीज़ अभी तक मेरे तक पहुंची नहीं है, ये हमारे हिंदुस्तान में आती नहीं होगी, क्योंकि ये शायद वहीं के जो विशेष तौर पर वहीं बनती है,
वहीं का स्पेशल आइटम
वहीं खाएंगे।
हाँ।
और जो भी मेरा अनुमानिक एरिया है, जहाँ तक मेरा तजुर्बा है, ये है ठंडा इलाका, ठंडा मुल्क, तो गरम मजबूत खाने कौन से जिसमें काली मिर्ची और गरम मसाला डलते हैं, वो वाला खाना है, ताकि इंसान गर्माहट दे।
नल्ले तक मेरे और कितनी गर्माहट चीज में यार,
ये चीजें अपने वहाँ नहीं चल पाएंगी, बाकी चीज बड़ी शानदार होती सारी।
इससे पहले का वीडियो में मैं जर्मनी की खूबसूरती देखी था, आज खाने भी देखे और खाने की खूबसूरती भी देखी। और मैंने वीडियो के पहले मैं बोली था कि भूख बढ़ा कि नहीं, तो भूख इतनी बढ़ा थी कि पूछो मत। एक से एक व्यंजन दिखाए, एक से एक आइटम दिखाए कि मुंह में पानी आ गया है, बाकी मजा आ गया।
रायन भाई आपने एक बात पे वो नहीं करा है कि 90% गोश्त वाले आइटम थे सब।
ये बात तो
गौर नहीं करी
तुमने।
हाँ 90% थे। उसमें ब्रेड का आइटम थे, केक के थे, गोश्त के तो थे ही सही। तो पानी वो क्या भला, वो क्या चील का मुंह था। हालांकि सर ने बताया कि ढेर सारा खाता इंसान, तो हजम करने के लिए पानी की वैरायटी अलग अलग, हल्का पानी, भारी पानी।
सर वीडियो तो भाई खत्म, मेरा गाना सुनो। परदेसी परदेसी जाना नहीं मुझे छोड़ के परदेसी मेरे यारा लौट के आना, तुम याद रखना कहीं भूल न जाना, परदेसी जाना नहीं मुझे छोड़ के। धन्यवाद।